Hey folks, it's Mangrel. Welcome back to the channel. I'm going to go ahead and do something a little bit crazy here. I want to decase my DJI O3 Air Unit Pro. I want to make this thing as light as possible for our really small 3-inch sub 250 gram build like what you're seeing here. The concept of decasing these air units is nothing new. I did this back in the Vista days and also back in the O3 Air Unit days. Pretty much all of my O3 Air Units that I used to fly were decased, and I'll give you links in the video description to those videos where I made that modification. For this modification, you will need a 3D printer with either ABS or PETG filament. Those are what is recommended given the high heat from the air unit components. And you will also have to purchase the 3D print files made by Skky FPV. They're pretty much the only folks that I am aware of that have provided 3D prints to do this kind of modification. Yes, you will have to shell out a couple of bucks. This is probably the first time I've ever purchased any kind of 3D print. You will have to decide on how far you're willing to go with the modification, and you can see on this chart, they walk you through the different types and levels of modification, whether it's to the VTX or whether it's to the camera. And also they have a V2 light, a V1 light, and also a ultra light. So depending on how far you want to go and what kind of features you require, you are going to choose whatever print files make sense for yourself. And in this case, I'm going to do the V2 light configuration because I do want to have the SD card slot. I also do want to make sure I have access to the USB. But truly, you choose whatever you want and you print out the accompanying files to make that modification. Here are the 3D printed files for the V2 light configuration in ABS. I did print out these optional holders just to make this as durable as possible. You don't technically require these, but you do risk the connectors popping off in hard crashes. So if you check the weight of these in ABS, we are looking at 1.61 grams. And then here are exactly the same parts printed in PETG, which do weigh a little bit more at 1.95 grams. Okay, let's go ahead and open up these 4 screws. I want to go ahead and get the camera cable off. I want to go ahead and get the antenna off as well so I can remove this from the quad. And generally speaking, I think the easiest thing to do is to pop off the top cover by popping out this particular ribbon connector. So what I like to do is just get my fingernail underneath the corner and then it'll pop off fairly easily. And then we can remove this whole top piece. And then we can pop off the antenna. Now the camera cable is a little bit challenging because you want to get something underneath these little tiny tabs on each corner and pop it off. I find a tweezer like this works really well. So you want to get in there and just poke it off like that. And it should come right off. There we go. Let's do a quick before weight check. Just the air unit component, 16.91 grams. Next thing we want to do is want to get this thermal pad off here. If we can get it off in one piece, that is ideal. Now, depending on how old your air unit is, you may not be able to get it off in one piece. This one's coming off pretty good. I'm just going slowly, because like I said, I want to make this as reversible as possible. That's pretty good. Next, we want to take a very small Phillips screwdriver, P800. These are my favorite screwdrivers, link in the video description. You want to take this and open up these 2 tiny Phillips screws, one here and one down here, and then pop that connector off. And then just like the other connector, to pop this connector off, I'm just going to get my fingernail underneath and try to get it off. There we go. And then there are 2 pieces of tape. Looks like one piece of tape has already come loose over a couple of months of flight. So just get this out of the way. And the really cool thing is the modification is so much easier on the O3 Pro because of the single board design. But at this point, I mean, the board is technically free. We just have to get rid of all the gunk that's holding it down. So what I find works best to free up the board is to find a slot here that doesn't seem to have any components, and the ones that are close to these holes are probably your best bet. And then take the tip of your tweezer, stick it in there, and just give it a little tiny prop up. So there you go. You see that? Well, it was kind of blurry, but pretty much stick it in the corner that has these mounting holes, not too far in, but just a little bit in, and then push. So when you push, that's going to allow this board to come free. So now just lift the board up, and then you can use your fingers, and here you can see pretty much all the gunk that's in there. So there you go. That is the O3 Air Unit Pro. Here's the first pass of cleaning. I took this flathead screwdriver and just kind of scraped very, very gently wherever I could. And now I'll go ahead and use a Q-tip and maybe a toothbrush just to clean up the remainder. Q-tip portion is done. I'm just going ahead and just using a toothbrush to remove anything that's stuck in between the chips here. If you are going to be transferring over the SD card slot and the USB, you do want to clean up this gunk over here as well. Leave these sections all clean. Let's go ahead and remove these 4 screws. So 1, 2, 3, 4. That will allow us to start prying off the USB slot. Now that we've removed these 4 screws, we have actually gotten to the most difficult part of this modification, which is removing the SD card slot from this bottom piece of the case, because there is a strip of glue that goes around, or I guess not glue, but double-sided tape that goes around the perimeter. So we can't just go like this, it won't fall out. So what I find is the easiest way, and this is actually what Skky FPV recommends as well, is to take your tweezers and start to stick it in here. Again, make sure USB card is out, but you want to stick it in here and just start to push up a little bit. So what should happen is this should help the glue to just disconnect. Now, again, you want to make sure you don't damage anything because this part is so fragile. But you just want to kind of start pushing up a little bit. Now, what I may do if it doesn't come out, I may go ahead and just put in a little bit of heat to this as well. But this is the toughest part. Oh, there we go. So this actually seems to do the trick. So just putting it in like this. And I think when I did that, I did see this part come out. So let me get my fingernail underneath there. And then maybe I can just use this slot. So I think one side, oh, there we go, it's out. It is out. Now I can just kind of get in here and it will come out in one piece. I think we have just a little bit of tape on this cable. There we go. Okay, so we are out, and we are out with no damage. So this is what I'm talking about. You see this little tiny strip of double-sided tape around here. Now the final piece before we start assembly, we got to get our actual DJI connector off of here. So there are 2 screws, but first let's take off this sticky pad, because apparently the sticky pad could be conductive, which I'm surprised to hear that, but apparently it could be because it's pretty shiny. So I'm going to get this out of here. I'll just kind of set it somewhere here for safekeeping. Let's take off these 2 screws. Make sure you do hold on to all these screws. They're super tiny, but you will require them for reassembly. And you can see why this screwdriver is so good. It's the perfect size for this particular screw. So P800. And this one gives us no trouble. It just comes right off. Now, Skky FPV does recommend putting this heat pad back on here, this thermal pad. I did some testing. So with this on, you actually do get a little bit more time before overheating. But actually, I tried a bigger piece. So I had a piece lying around from my computer days that covered the entire 2 chips. That gave me an extra 30% of time sitting idle before it overheated. So if you do have some thermal pad lying around, this looks pretty thin, maybe it's like half a millimeter. So if you have some lying around, you could use a bigger piece. I will give you links in the description to the one that I tried, but this is the one that seems to make the biggest difference. The little one they say to put up here, with or without, it made no difference for me. This is the first level. Pretty much your SD card slot goes over here, the USB goes over there. You install the 4 screws you took off, and the DJI connector for V2 Lite actually slots in over here in the bottom piece. So now this is the bottom piece ready to go. Now you want to position the actual board so that it faces like this, or just line up the screw holes. So you can see we have a screw hole here and a screw hole down in this corner. You want to line those up with this and that. And this is where V2, you see how this corner is kind of concave a little bit. So the intent is that it kind of slots in. So you want to slot this part in first, but don't put too much pressure on the top board. That board is very fragile. We see how it kind of slots in at the very top, and then we can slot in the bottom. So I find just trying to manipulate the 3D print. So kind of manipulate the 3D print to line things up. So that part's in, manipulate, and then just push on the corners. Don't push in the middle. Never push this board in the middle. Now, what I do recommend we do is we put a piece of electrical tape or some sort of tape on this DJI connector. We have a piece of metal sitting directly beneath these large capacitors. All right, tape is installed. Let's go ahead and put in these two screws and connect the cables. So the connector is in, and then we'll just kind of let it fold on itself however way it sees fit, which kind of looks like this. Now, probably would have been easier to connect this connector before we mounted the actual board on the 3D print, but it's in now. And here it is all put together without those connector retention clips. This looks really good. And this is what I was saying, the 3D print design is very, very well thought out on this particular 3D print. So if I check the weight, this is 8.72 grams. That's really, really good. And then if I add in these two connector holders without the screws, 9.17. Ooh, very good. And here's how it looks like secured back in the quad. I did use those two optional connector securing adapters. This one here secures the camera cable. This one here secures the antenna cable. For the screws, I used M2x5 for the top, M2x6 for the bottom. But pretty much there's flexibility in the screw size. You just don't want the two of them to touch because ultimately they both screw into this part of the mount. Now for the first test, I wanted to see how does our modified Decased air unit cope with handling all the heat that's generated in operation. So first of all, I took the stock air unit without any kind of modification. I put it into low power mode and I set it on the ground in my office. Pretty much, it never overheated in low mode. I waited 11 minutes and it kept on going. I tried the same kind of test with the Decased air unit and it did overheat in roughly 3.5 minutes, which is fine. How often do you leave the quad sitting there on the ground for 3.5 minutes, 4 minutes? That's a full flight. I did also try full power mode. And in full power mode, the stock unmodified air unit, it overheated in about 3.5 minutes. So just imagine how much heat's being generated that even the stock one with all the aluminum and all the thermal goop overheats so quickly. I then tried out the Decased air unit and no surprise, it overheated in about 30 to maybe 35 seconds of sitting there. But again, how often do you leave it sitting there fully armed and ready to go? Probably never or very infrequently. The big test will be, does this actually overheat in flight? Let's find out. And we're back from a successful operation. Really no issues flying this O3 Air Unit Pro light version. This thing flew so well, especially in its lighter weight configuration, that I've gone ahead and I've done this. I've modified my second O3 Pro Air Unit to this lightened version. Yes, you do give up some durability. Yes, you do give up some heat dissipation ability, but in flight, I had no issues. I flew this quad for nearly 6 minutes and no issues up in the air. So I think this lightened version is really, really good for these lightweight, smaller builds where every single gram matters. So hopefully you liked the video. Make sure to like, subscribe, and comment, and stay tuned for more videos.